doing well. I hope we've had a great week so far, trading wise and generally. So, yesterday, Trump was speaking, and we're talking about the tariffs and its strain on the on American businesses. So basically, the U.S. government has received about 200 million or billion, I think about 200 billion in tariffs from not foreign businesses, get this, American businesses. And in which Trump said, okay, oh, if we don't receive this tariff, we'll go to a third world country. Now he's using the executive order, which is Trump's way. But now we'll go to the Supreme Court and then see what happens from there. And also, if you keep in mind that NFP is releasing tomorrow, previous NFP data have been low, which led to the firing of I forgot her position, but so you can get an idea of it. So let's see how NFP will come out. Perhaps good, perhaps bad. Who knows? So let's see what happens. But right now, let's analyze what's going on for today. So as you said yesterday, nothing interesting really happened on the dollar pairs. So you can just see we're still stuck in this range, from this range high to this range low, right? We came into this strong area which liquidated this previous highs, right? And then we started to sell off from there, right? Which was on Tuesday, right? When the UK bonds news came out. So now we're just trickling upward, right? If we look at this mechanically, right? So we had this push down with this fractal high. Actually, it's our fractal high. It's going to fractal look very confusing market now. Fractal was just taking out both ranges, very confusing. But this is the fractal low now, and now this is the fractal high, right? So from this low to this high, I'm not really interested in Euro USD for now. What I would wait for is perhaps, okay, maybe we swipe these lows and then we can, look for buys from here, or we swipe these highs, look for sells from there, either way, right? Let's see what happens, what it wants to do. Going down to the dollar, you can still see the dollar similar, also very, very choppy price action, right? We're just in a range, and that is clear to see. And we can just, and now we're not even in a good part of the range, so you want to wait for something to develop, and then we can find those prices. Because if we now start to take out these highs, right, and if we see a reversal, we could start to sell it towards the downside, or we could just take out this descending highs, this one right here, and then come up right here. So let's see exactly what NFP has in store for us for tomorrow, and then perhaps from next week we can start looking for further positions on those dollar pairs. um, GBP USD, you can see, so we were in this range, we're trading in this range, one, right, one, two, three, and then we came into here, right? This was that strong supply level, right? It came in here, grabbed liquidity, right? We had that change of character, we pushed, and now, so we have liquidity resting here, grabbed this liquidity, and we sold off, right, from on Tuesday, right? And now, yesterday I spoke about this area. I said, okay, if we come here, see a manipulation, and then we start to see that lower time frame confirmation, then we can start to sell it towards the downside. It never gave us any confirmation. It just came in, pushed up, and now we're just making that push up. So we just want to wait until we see a clear direction, because right now it doesn't have a clear direction. It's not giving us any clear direction. Okay, I mean, it sounds boring, but that's what the market is showing us at the moment, and it's very important to always stay in the moment. Don't try to create what isn't there because of your own bias. You understand, right? So you're trying to place your bias and put it on the market. Like, okay, I want this to buy, so I can see the buy. No, see what the market is showing you. So on AUD USD, right? Let's On AUD USD, we have here this. So guys, we have here this area of liquidity, this open area of liquidity. Let's go to the 4 hour. It's clearer on there. So we have here this open area of liquidity above, and then so you can see this is also a strong area of supply. Why is it a strong area of supply? Because it grabbed this liquidity, right? Grabbed this liquidity and then sold off, broke market structure. So it's beautiful. Now we've come into here, we've sold off, now we're coming back. So it's a possibility that we just take out this area, this highs, come into here. Perhaps we could get a rejection from there, the change of character, and then we start to sell. Or perhaps not, and then we take it out also and see what it wants to do next. But I'm keeping an eye out on this area. I like this area for additional short on AU, right? Which coincides with the quarterly open also. So it's kind of, it is a sweet position. So let's see what happens if market gives that to us. On NZD USD, guys, pardon. Okay. My God. Okay, guys, on NZD USD, if you look at NZD USD, you can see, okay, so what do we have here? Guys, let's clear this chart a little bit and then, so the first thing I want us to know is, okay, we're in a range, right? We were trading in a range, we manipulated the high, we came here to manipulate the lows, right? To taking out all of this liquidity, and then we came into this supply zone, which broke this structure, has this liquidity, this imbalance rather resting, grabbed it as liquidity, pushed into there. We had that change of character, right? And then now you can start looking for further sells if that matches your risk appetite. But for me, no, right? I would like to see higher prices on NU, perhaps take out this high, come into this area, maybe from this trend line rejection, we can find those lower prices, or we could just start to take out those trend line traders because we have one touch, second touch, third touch. If we have that fourth touch, people would want to go short. It might be a trap, and then we just start to sell from there, or we start to buy from the 0.25, which would make a lot of sense, right? So we are at the 0.25, we're in a range, we want to look for that buy towards the upside to take out this liquidity zone, this area also. Target is 0.75. So guys, let's keep an eye out for that. I like NU, I like as it's developing. It has open areas of liquidity above it, which it never took out the whole time. Because if you notice, AU was always tapping into it, NU never did. It is the first time it has actually tapped into that sell, the buy before the sell, right? So look at here, didn't. Here also, didn't even think about it. Here, okay, yes, we had it. Now let's move on to gold. Gold has been trading at an all-time high, right? We don't want to buy this now, but we're keeping an eye out for it to look for additional positions, right? So we want position from here, or from here. Let's see which one it gives us. We have this this 50% body candle, right? This imbalance right here. So this can also act to push the market up, but I would just wait and see what it wants to do, right? So I would prefer to trade from here because I have this open area. Perhaps we come here, liquidate this low. Once we liquidate this low, and then we start to buy from there. We had that change of character, and then we start to buy from there. Okay, guys, remember I'm still in my BTC position. I'm in my BTC buy position, okay, right here. So from here, so let's talk about this position. So we have here, right, this open area, this demand. We have this break of structure, and demand formed right underneath this gap, and then market came, filled this area, took out this liquidity, resting right above it, touched this quarterly open, and then we had that change of character right here. I found my entry here, right, up on this retest, targeting a 1 2 3. My stop right below the quarterly open, and then my target right here. All right, So at its peak, we were at like a 1 to 2.5, but that's our target is a 1 to 3. Let's see. Now it's just retracing, right? So we broke this descending trend line. Now we're retracing. Let's see. So now if we look at this mechanically, right? This, okay, so we have this push up, this sell before the buy, also another consolidation here. Also we have another sell before the buy, right?